Hey there, gamers, are you ready to get epic?
Hello. I'm Gavi. And this is once again Dark Souls 2. This is our new buddy, McDruffles. But we're not talking to him today. Instead, I forgot to read the Ruined Sentinel's soul. Soul of the Ruined Sentinel. A creation of the jailer. Interesting, we only get one soul from killing 3 things. The Ruined Sentinel has no corporeal form. It is only an empty soul that haunts the armor. Use the special soul to blah, blue, blah, blah, blah. Now that harkens back to what I was saying before with the old soldiers. You can implant souls into things, and they don't have to be living things. And you can make stuff with them, and that'll be important later on to remember. Now, before we go to the next area, I want to see if the pursuer has gotten his confidence back. Last time he blew himself up and then disappeared and wouldn't come back because he was just too embarrassed and he felt really bad, and I sent him some very encouraging letters. So hopefully he took them to heart and will fight me again. Oh, hey, so it tells you how much I pay attention, is I didn't give my, UI back. It's okay. I'm good enough. I don't need no stinking UI. Oop. There he is. Hey, buddy. Let me kill your pals first before we start the tango. Oh, don't stab me. Oh, he stabbed me. Okay. Well, you get to see this now. He's gonna curse me. It's a nasty attack. Easy to avoid, but not good to get hit. I need to heal without running out and despawning him. Now I need to kill this fella. Ah! Let me kill your buddy here. Don't hit me. Thank you. Okay. Now we can fight. I'm stabbing you in the ass. Oh no. Stop that. Oh, cursed again. He doesn't do that attack often, where he hides behind his shield and stabs. He catches me. It's probably his quickest attack. Again, that's the attack you want. Then you stab him in the ass. Ow. Don't roll away from that. And there you go. Okay. Well, it was still a little embarrassing for you, Pursuer, but I think you're gonna be okay. Because he's gonna come back a couple times. He does pursue, but you do get a lot of souls when you kill them. As you can tell, they don't all drop unique loot. It was just the first one that did that. Now we are going to head to Majula. Once again. Well, like I said, we will be back to the Bastille. And I will be talking more about it than I did last time. Because we'll know more by the time we get back there.
Is that a shop? Here.
It is a shard, I found.
However.
Upgrade my flask, please. There. The game won't give me a satisfying whooshy whooshy sound when I do something good. I'm gonna do it myself. And I'm gonna get some adaptability while I do it. 2 adaptability, maybe. I kind of want to get it up to 15, but I also just want to pump intelligence. Because we're going to start getting some spells that we need a lot of intelligence to use. I'm pretty sure. Again, well, first time playing a sorcery-based character in this game, so I'm pretty sure I know where most of the spells are and what they do. We're gonna go over here. This is the way to the High Tower of Flame. You remember that contraption that did not work? Well, it still doesn't work. We have a friend.
Oh, hello there. An honor to see
I am playing on
This
PC.
room is not as it
Trevor
seems.
14.
There
Hello.
are two, not one pathway is leading out. And only this lovely thing reveals the other path. And this, you lovely thing, only runs on miracles. Shall I provide you with one?
So, in addition to calling us lovely, thank you, Licia. She tells us that the contraption only runs on miracles, and she's the miracle lady. Let's see if she has anything else to say.
Cast miracles, you must have.
No, she's just gonna repeat.
You mu-
Okay, so she'll move the path for 2,000 souls. All right. Now, it's kind of hard to see with that, because they kind of make you bend the knee a little too quickly, in my opinion, but the idea there
May the power
is
of
while we're not
miracles be
looking,
with you. Offer your souls to the gods.
your souls to the gods. While we're not looking, she uses basically a key she has on this, and then she bends down in prayer. So once again alluding to her the fact she may not be all that she claims to be. I mean, become human. More road water. Again, that heals us and heals our poison. I believe. Actually, that might... Oh no, it's the one that restores HP and spell uses. Again, I don't use those kinds of consumables all that much. And as you can tell, this is leading us to a rather different area than the High Tower of Flame. Kind of playing into the whole... The areas that we go to in this game, in pretty much all the Souls games, their geography is not really what they appear in-game, and I don't think that's just a gameplay contrivance. Well, it is, but they actually do go out of their way to explain it in some ways. Not explain it, just have a... They acknowledge it in ways. So these areas are not actually... Like, whatever crazy Japanese man came up with all of this, if he drew out a map of Drang Lake, it wouldn't look exactly like what we go through in the game. It'd be much bigger. Oh, you might miss this guy. This is Falcon, and I'm telling you that because he's not going to talk to us.
I don't know who you are, but leave me be. The frailty of the weak disrupts the dark. Leave me alone. I'm interested in one thing, dog. You haven't the gift. Leave me alone. I'm interested in one thing, dog. You haven't the gift.
Now, he won't talk to us because our faith is not high enough. I believe it has to be 8, and we have 4. I might put some points into faith later. Actually, I will put some points into faith later, so he will talk to us because he has some interesting stuff to say. But it's actually not just faith. Like, you would assume that since I need faith, I would he'd sell miracles and junk like that, like how we needed intelligence to have Carillion be nice to us. But no, he sells hexes, and he teaches you about hexes. And those require both intelligence and faith. So he won't talk to you unless you have intelligence and faith at least 8. Hexes are a special type of either sorcery or miracle. They are separated by the catalyst you need to use them, either a chime or a staff, like we have. Dark magic is something all the Souls games toy with, and I think this is the game that did them the best in the hexes. Hexes are really a separate spell style from sorceries and pyromancies, where the other ones are just modifications of sorceries and pyromancies. They're also pretty overpowered, so maybe not that aspect is too great about them, but I do like how they're kind of separated and added a whole new kind of build archetype. There's a bonfire over here, and we have entered the Huntsman's Copse. Now keep that name in mind, Huntsman, as it kind of defines this area from making it not just a forest. You can tell there's like a Colosseum looking area up there. Stop. I think we got our spells we want. Yeah, again, I'm going to be casting a lot more later on when we get some of the real neat spells, but Souls games, you're kind of railroaded into slapping people with swords for the first few levels. These guys are just hollows. They won't really attack you unless you attack them. But you notice they're not wearing anything, really. And they don't seem to be doing too good. And all the other hollows we've encountered have had their gear on them that they had in life and all this kind of stuff. A prisoner hood. And these ones with the swords attack you. That might look cooler than our thing with our gear. Rags worn by imprisoned hollows. This appears to have been worn on the head. Judging by its look and apparent virtues, this really is no more than a tattered scrap of cloth. It still carries the stench of a hollow. And it boosts item discovery, which is interesting. It looks kind of cool with our funky eye poking out there. What's this one? That also looks pretty cool. It makes us look like a red guard. But it doesn't really go with our robe, so I think I want to wear this for now. Now, if I stand in that, let me see, do it again. As you see, there's a moth up there. It will poison me if I stand in it for too long. I believe these are called moon butterflies. Keeping up with the Souls tradition of naming moths butterflies. And see, he drops something. And it goes all the way down there. So there is a way down there. And there's this guy with a torch, and that will kill you. It's the patented zombie flail. Now he gives you a torch here, which should tell you that a torch will be useful in the coming area. Another look at that Colosseum. That guy. I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're there for. Can't lock on to him from here. See if I can. There you go. Got the drop on you first. Yeah. Nope. Then I got the drop on me. Now these ones do have gear, you notice, and they're all thief-like. This area can be kind of tough, because it's so dark, and you got those guys over there. So you can say you got hollows down there that are going to pop up. And your first instinct isn't going to be jumped down into that darkness because it's too dark. Oh. Let me heal up a little bit. Stop shooting me. And then, so you're gonna come over here to this door, but they don't want you doing that either. Club here. So still, these guys still did not seem to have a very fun existence, but they seem to be making do. Can't open that. So we're gonna journey into this. Drop down here. You can drop down there. You cannot drop down there where that guy came up. Is that okay? Flame butterfly. Remember to read that when I'm out of danger. Bye-bye. Some more prisoners, tatters. Stop shooting me. Alright. First the prisoners' tatters. See if that's anything different. No. But it does raise item discovery as well. But we're not gonna wear it because it makes us naked. Although we do, we look alright in it. I don't know. I kind of like it. And it'll raise my item discovery, so I'll get more items to look. We'll use it just for now, until we get something cooler. And the flame butterfly. Bottle filled with dried red butterflies. Stimulation of these rare butterflies creates a small flame, allowing torches to be lit on the go. These butterflies exude secretions which ignite upon exposure to air, protecting them from natural predators. Known and loved as handy firelighters, but feared as the catalyst of disastrous fires when found in swarms. So just a little bit of, world building there, but those also, if you remember back to the opening cutscene, those appeared when we first opened. How you doing there, buddy? When we first opened the portal to Drain Lake, it came flooding out. And they are indeed only in Drain Lake. Don't know what's happening here. I believe I have found a bug. Okay. Oh, alright. Well, he's still alive. This is his existence now. I would like everybody to please pray for our mans here. Here, let's see if we can put him out of his misery. Goodbye, you poor tortured soul. Never seen that happen. There's a ladder there. And over here, you can see an obvious door. And you think, oh, it's an illusionary wall, like those ones in the Ruined Sentinel fight. Nope. Can't do nothing with it. Not yet, anyway. See, it's not just forest. There is architecture around. It's all broken up and stuff because this is Dark Souls. Another little ambush here. We've got a club. Clubs are actually pretty good. I'm not going to use one, but they're actually not all that bad. Again, most weapons in this game are not bad. I mean, you can beat Souls games with any of the weapons, but I really do feel like this one takes the cake when it comes to just the sheer number of, both the sheer number of items, weapons, and armor types, and also the sheer number of weapons and armor types that are actually useful. You do have to take that bump there, so get ready for that. And over here, I believe, yes. So we're kind of back at the start here. And that's totally not because I went the wrong way. Okay? It's totally not because I forgot I had to go over here. We could climb down. We already killed this guy because we saw him in his dirty deeds, but we didn't see that guy. But now he's dead. Throwing knife. Now that item over there, I want. I am possibly going to die many times getting it. So if I do, I'm going to leave it there for later. That is, if you remember me talking to Salden after I killed old Spornstein, the brother of Ornstein, that contains the item that I need to speak to him. At least I believe it does. They might have changed the location in Scholar of the First Sin. But first, I'm going to make it easier to get over here. Shortcut. Don't really need it though, because there's a bonfire right here. Okay, now remember what I said. Jumping in Souls games is terrible. And you don't have much room here. So pray for me. Yay! Token of Fidelity. There it is. And a Ferrous Lockstone. I don't think you used to get a Ferrous Lockstone here. So that's nice. Token of Fidelity. We are faithful to our spells. Token recognizing that the owner has traveled worlds to help others. When other worlds, it can also be used to restore the master of the world's HP, but blah, 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 blah. I actually think that's the co-op item. We'll find out. Now, getting over is also a task. Let's see. Whee! Okay, we're good. And we also get down here, which I believe is where we came from. No, it's not. Okay. This leads down into that pit we saw earlier, that we knocked the butterfly, quote-unquote, down into. See, there's more quote-unquote butterflies. Now, these moths do not have as much lore significance as the ones in Dark Souls 1 did, I don't think. They're just creatures. They're just denizens of the world. And they hang out and try to poison people. You could tell down there, which I was hoping to spring on you a little bit in a different way. But yeah, there's that. That's where they put it. It used to be somewhere else, but they put it down here because they're nice like that. See, it's dark down here. So I was gonna go back. Thought somebody dropped down there. Alright, let's head on down. I do not have... There's a ring that reduces your fall damage, which I do not have. So hopefully I don't die doing this. Let's see, where would be the best place? Let's pop a life gem so we have some regeneration once we get down. And just go for it. And then have a little hitch of lag there. Kill this butthole. Then we got that to deal with. And hope we don't get poisoned. Now, they can petrify you, which just instantly kills you. And if he lets me, I can show you. You see those big eyes? Oh no. That wasn't nice. And I had the wrong spell equipped. Now, a good way to deal with poison if you don't have poison clearing items readily on hand is just pop some life gems. If you pop 2, it stabilizes you, and you pop 3, it'll heal you back up. You see those big eyes? If you look underneath it, which thankfully he's kind of stuck there, you'll see 2 little eyes. Those are its actual eyes. There's a ton of YouTube videos that point that out. You know, top 10 Dark Souls secrets your mother never taught you. But still, it's cool. Let's see if we can kill this big bastard. See, it's got a lot of health. Used to encounter this guy much later in the game. Pow, 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 in the butt. And he doesn't use his that stuff as much as the little ones, I think. Just because he would fill it up everywhere. Gives us large titanite shards. Oh, nice. Poison moss. Poison moss. There you go. A faintly poisonous clump of moss. When ingested, it counteracts poison and cleanses one's insides. If enough, blah blah blah. If you stay alive, you would do well to keep a supply of these cure poison. That's it. And those drop off of those moss. That's why there's a bunch down here, because those are the ones we killed. Carved rapier. An exquisitely decorated rapier, said to belong to a prince who appears in an ancient tale. There are numerous variations of the story of the prince who wandered the lands and eventually became undead. The majority of these tales end in tragedy, but there are some exceptions. This is the exact weapon of a character from Dark Souls 1. Not a big character from Dark Souls 1, but a character from Dark Souls 1. And it's got this special attack here. And it's a good dex weapon, as you can see. It requires a lot of dex, but it scales very well off of dexterity. So, not really for us, but it's cool. What it means for Dark Souls 2, not a lot. I think that they just put this in here because it was a popular weapon in Dark Souls 1. Now it's an illusionary wall. And now it opens for us. Oh wait, that was a different one. Wait, we'll come across the right one. Dark Souls, if you see a cage like this, get in it, and it'll take you up. This is probably the worst mode of transportation I could possibly think of, right here. But, it works. And there it is. There's the door I was talking about. All these guys probably respawn. Did I rest? No, I didn't. Okay, we're good. Hearing stuff, though. Where are you? I hear you. There you are. It's useful to bring a torch here if you're, especially if you're like playing on a bigger TV. It'd be difficult to see. It's not that difficult for me because I'm on a big monitor. It's right in front of my face. We dropped something. Another prisoner's hood. Oh, take some damage. Now we can get over here. Because we pushed that tree down. He fell from the sky. It's raining men. You leave no man's wharf for just a frickin' second, and all of a sudden men just fall from the sky. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna rest. Now, into the copse proper. Just gonna jump up behind us again. Ow, good shit. Now that torchy boy over there. Oh, he's not. Whoa. There's just one torchy boy in here that'll just run away from you and looks hilarious. I guess this one attacks you. Heal up a little bit. You always want to keep your eye on the trees up there because there's a couple of those moths hiding around. You don't want to get poisoned. Small orange bird. It temporarily boosts fire defense. These are new items they added in this, and I believe they're only in this. I don't think there's any equivalent in Dark Souls 3 to boost your resistances temporarily. These birds bloom magnificently on a shrub every few years. Their color and effect determined by soil quality and recent weather, known to have been used in rituals long ago. I don't really use them. The fire one is probably the most useful because there's a couple of points where... Oh, yeah, that's the guy that's just gonna run from us. And these big boys, these Pudge from Dota looking boys. Their official names, I think... Oh, there's a moth. Are Artificial Undead. Which is an interesting name. Because we've seen artificial creatures before in, like, the Ruined Sentinel. Possibly the old soldiers. But this looks to be made of meat, at least. You notice it's covered in chains and whatnot. And, the items we're getting off these things are called Prisoner's Tatters. Stop. Thank you. They can be difficult on your first go through. Just trying to get a good look at them. I like their but you can backstab them. They have unique animations for that, which is cool. But once you get the hang of their attacks, they're pretty easy, like most things. They do have a lot of tracking, as you see, and they got a good amount of health. Otherwise, they're not too bad. Sad we're not one-shotting them. We need to upgrade our staff and intelligence. Here it goes. Bye. Now, we want in there. As you see, there's one of those cyan knights that we encountered before with the shield insignia. And there's that guy who's going to jump down on us once we get down in there, but we say no. You do not do that. Alright, there. Hey, he's Melvin. Good. Hi, Melvin. How you doing? So, he's shy. Okay, he's shy. Just like with the pursuer guys, okay, we gotta be nice. He's shy. I'm gonna try to get a plunging attack on this fella. Boom! He can be kind of a doozy if you fight him in here with lower damage, because he's got a big spear. As we know, spears in Dark Souls means stronger enemy. For some reason. And you don't got a lot of room to move. Do not go in there. Chase him. And he'll chase you. Ooh, a soul spear. That is a magic. That is not a weapon. And it'll be very useful for us later. Sorcery that fires souls shaped into a spear. Pierces enemies, causing heavy damage. This spell is said to have been devised by a master sorcerer, but his name is long forgotten. His name is most likely Big Hat Logan, and he is from Dark Souls 1. Again, that's just a reference. As you can see, we need 40 intelligence. You can see it down there. That's the 40. But it does indeed do heavy damage. And I will be looking to use this spell often once we are able to. Ooh, some sublimed bone dust. That'll make our SS flask even better. We'll pop back up over here. Now, this is where we need to go, but let's do some more exploring. We saw that guy wanting to jump in on us, so I want to make sure that don't happen here. I know these guys are just minding their own business, but I don't think they like their business, so I'm just going to put them out of their misery. Ooh, a Morning Star. It might be a fun weapon to... I think we have 2 of them. Might be a fun weapon to maybe use. Now, you could get... Now, we met Shy Melvin over there. Well, this is Bashful Ray. So, you know, the Huntsman's Copes, whatever, however you pronounce that. It's just, you know, it's where people go that, you know, have some confidence in some social anxiety issues, but he's an interesting, just in terms of his AI, he's another one of those NPCs that are just there to help you. He doesn't really have much lore to him. But he'll do all sorts of tricks and stuff if you summon him. He'll throw out, like, sorceries that are more stealth-based. It's very interesting for an AI summon to not just run around and hit things. But he'll switch to ranged weapons, all sorts of stuff. There is a moth up there. Ooh, and our first invader. And it's an interesting one as well. The Forlorn, this is the only time, I believe, where you are guaranteed to be invaded by Forlorn. After this, he will invade us randomly. I think it's pretty much every area. It's possible to get invaded by Forlorn. There's some theories that it's based on the number of... trying to concentrate here. Number of human effigies in your inventory. The less you have, the more he'll invade you, or the more you'll have, the more he'll invade you. I don't know. I think it's unconfirmed. But hopefully we'll get a piece of his gear, because that'll give us a little bit of insight on who he is. He's kind of tough. See, he rolls around. He's good at preventing your attacks. He has a lot of poise. Oh. You miss parries on him. That's his superpower. He makes you miss parries. That wasn't me just missing a parry. Let's see if we can hit him with a barrage of soul. See, that's kind of a dangerous spell to throw out against an aggressive foe. Come on. Hit me. Okay, I'll hit you. Oh, I thought I got that parry. Our strong attack might be the best way to take that on. It'll stagger him. Ah! Ooh. Missing those parries. Good job. Got that one, though. Goodbye! Oh, no. You have more health. But now goodbye, as I stab you while you're down. Drop something for me. No. Well, hopefully he'll invade us again in a good place, and he'll drop his stuff. Here is another one of those guys. Looking at this corpse here. We're gonna sneak up on him. Kick him in the butt. And then hit him in the butt. Butt souls. Aromatic ooze. I believe we... That's the sticky white stuff. Yeah, that enchants your weapon with... magic. I call it sticky white stuff because that's what it was called in Demon Souls. Which is obviously an allusion to... glue. There's Bashful Ray. There's that guy. Just minding his business there. He wasn't going to attack us from behind or anything. Ooh. Hood worn by hollowed thieves. The hood is primarily intended to hide the face of the wearer and is of no practical value as defensive gear. So these are hollowed rogues. Now, much like the Lost Bastille, the Huntsman's Copse appears to be a place for prisoners, or at least a place that keeps people prisoner. And everything here is hollowed, although everything pretty much everywhere is hollowed. So, things to think about. And there's Melvin. Hi, Melvin. Where you going, Melvin? Come on, Melvin. Okay. We'll kill Melvin. He is actually hard to hit, mostly because your bow, your arrows, and your magic does not home nearly as much as the enemies. So hopefully he'll stop again up here and we'll get him nabbed. Gives us an amber herb. Goodbye, Melvin. He respawns. He'll be okay. He's good. See you up there. I can't reach you, so just have to let you spring the trap. This will lower that bridge over there. And will also lower that guy who's trying to ambush us. And there's a dog, and my weapon's about to break, which isn't good. We should be alright. See, their arrows can poison you. Unlikely to happen because it doesn't do much, but if it does, you got the poison moss from the moths. Now that's a gruesome sight. It's interesting to think about if you burn hollows. These hollows are... See, they're not like stone or anything. They're just squishy. So do they come back and then just die constantly as they burn? Not nice to think about. Now there's a bonfire in there we would like to get to, but this door is locked. Do we have a repair powder? We do not. So we're gonna go through this with just our magic. We're gonna go this way first. And we'll check out over there. I'm going to equip. What would be the best? Probably that short sword we got, yeah. This isn't gonna do nearly as much damage. It'll be serviceable. This area can be very dangerous. It's a very narrow area, and there's a lot of these guys hanging out. Oh! Don't kill me. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta take a drink. I'm thirsty. Time out. Time out. Thank you. We played fair. My arrows do more damage because they're made of so... Still hit me twice. Because I don't have very fast cast speed yet. Up here used to be another ambush area, there was just an item, and I believe it was like trash. It was nothing. But now it's this. You get invaded by merciless Rowena, who also will hopefully drop something for me. She has a big scythe and a big spooky helmet. She can also be kind of difficult, but not nearly as difficult as Forlorn. Oh, I was using my fire longsword. Oh, that sucks. Well, as you see, when they break, they do no damage, basically. I'm hitting for like 20. But it's alright, I can get it repaired. She did not drop anything for us, which sucks. But we can get her stuff. And they put the key here, which is the key to that bonfire we saw up ahead. Saw before. So we're gonna head back, and we're probably gonna go back and repair our items and spend some of these souls we got. But first, we have somebody to talk to in there. As you see, sitting by his skeleton buddies. One of those is not like the other.
Who are you? I thought you were that bastard for a moment. You've set me free. Now I can find him. The cheeky prick. He won't know what hit him. I am Creighton of Mirror. I travel from land to hone my blade. I've heard this land was full of danger. I thought it would suit me perfectly. I joined forces with a man on the way. He was no more than a backstabbing knave. He took the first chance he had to try and off me. I decided to set a trap for him here. But then I got trapped myself. I can't believe that I was so dense. Thank the stars that you came along.
So this is Creighton. He is from Mira, which is the same place Lucatiel is from, but as you can probably tell, he is very different both in demeanor and dress.
You be careful of him. Pate, I think he said. He wears this rather unusual ring. You know it when you see it. I've seen his type before. He kills entirely for the pleasure of it. I'm sure I won't be his last victim. The man's better off dead. Tell ya. He's a slick talker, so don't let him fool ya.
But we know Pate. Pate was our friend. He was a very charismatic fellow. I don't know Creighton. He helped us.
Pate, the man with a strange ring. Watch out for the slimy rat. And don't you believe a word he says. I'll find a common footbed and put an end to his roguery.
Now, if you remember back to Pate, he did speak of a warrior he was traveling with that they got separated from. So who to believe, we'll find out. And he teaches us how to fist pump.
The man and off.
Right, to Majula. Speak to Leningrast, and we can probably upgrade our, oh, I thought that was 1337 for a second there. And I'm from 2004, apparently. And that makes me smile. Let's upgrade our staff. One more. We can go to McDruff and get some, but I think we're good.
I'll be around.
I'm actually gonna go over here and buy something from our friend. And it doesn't matter what I buy. I just want to spend...
Oh, I was hoping that you would come. I've stocked some new things, and I thought that you might be interested.
Oh, I guess I did before. Okay.
They've been selling rather well, and I may step up operations soon. I'm surprising even myself, to be honest.
So that is how you advance his kind of little story, is you buy stuff from him.
Did I mention before that, well, I'm not from these parts? I was on a journey, and somehow ended up here. The desolation here was disenchanting at first, but over time, things started to turn my way. Yeah, I've got a good few regulars now. They're all strangely desperate and quite willing to pay a premium. Sadly, some of them never come back, but I try not to think about it.
Now, those lines have always kind of interested me because, well, we know people go through Majula. Majula kind of draws people to it as, like, you know, the nexus, the safe place for wandering souls. And you would think he was talking about all the other NPCs that we kind of gather around here, but he says some of them leave and don't come back. So I'm thinking that's basically other players. That's what he's alluding to. And the ones that don't come back are, I guess, the ones that quit the game.
Have you seen that warrior lugging that giant blue sword about? I'm no expert, but that appears to be a fine specimen. The monstrous thing has a peculiar design, quite unlike anything found in Volgan. If you should speak to him, would you ask him if he won't sell it? I'd have to take another look, but I'm confident I could offer quite a price.
Well, now, Mullen, we haven't gotten to that NPC yet. You're getting ahead of me there, buddy. Okay, you're reading a hidden script. You need to... Alright, you need to step this up, alright? Okay, I brought you in here. I gave you your confidence by buying your shit, okay? So you need to get your shit together.
I considered returning to my homeland, but I've decided to stay a while longer. I've started to turn a handsome profit now, and I can't bear to give it up. I considered returning to my homeland.
Okay, so as you can tell, he's getting a little bit more confident as he's selling things. He sells the Elite Knight set, which is a very important one from Dark Souls 1. Helmet made of Braden steel. Provides sturdy defense, making it an old-time favorite of Elite Knights. Braden steel is used widely in Drain Lake. This fine alloy is made from ores mined in the Southern Kingdom. Yeah, this might look cool on us. At least these two parts of it. There you go.
Thanks very much. Do come again.
Let's see. Where are you? I like the blue. It's not magey enough. We'll stay in our tatters for now. I want to change our... Nah. No, we gotta be magey. Those are cloth pants. We'll go with that. This big shield isn't very magey. Now, look. We're a mage. Okay, and we'll spend the rest of this on some life gems. Already got that one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, back to the cops. Oops. Undid Lockaway. The name of that bonfire also kind of alludes to this being a prison place, mostly for the undead. Now, it is the Huntsman's Copse. And if it's a place of the undead, you'd have to wonder what they hunted. was the undead. Oh, I know. I was okay. I was trying to do a joke there. Okay, it's the undead. If I haven't alluded to it and foreshadowed it enough, this is a place where they kept undead and hunted them, and built big fires and burned them. One of the more showing a more extreme way of dealing with this curse. I'm gonna kill this butthole shooting us first. Oh. 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 Teaching me. You see, there was Melvin. See Melvin running over there? Don't hit me. You can't hit me. That's against the rules. Okay, I was taking a drink. You have to let me drink. Okay, I have to be hydrated if we're gonna do this. There. Okay, good. You got what you deserved. We do want to be human still, because we look sexy with our shirt off. This dude, though, oh, you scared Melvin off. Look what you did. Like I said, this place is treacherous, so you do not have a lot of places to maneuver, lest you fall to your death into the ravine below. These big huts, I guess, were just like holding pens for the undead. That's why you find so many of them in here. Interesting that you do find corpses here. Like, still corpses. And they do look hollowed. But that could just be the corpse. How From Software thinks corpses look. So who knows? Now that thing over there is going to shoot slow-moving projectiles at us. That's going to be annoying, but we'll deal with her later. That was gone. In the original game, this loud waterfall is where you would get invaded by Rolene before they changed the ambush up there. And over there is the boss fight, but I'm not going to go there yet. Let's get away from that waterfall so I feel like I don't have to yell. And these are spooky, scary skeletons. And they will respawn if we kill them. See, I'll kill this guy. Notice I didn't get souls from doing that, and his health bar is still there. These will respawn. If there is someone respawning, then this jerk was firing stuff at us. Now the skeletons are pretty dangerous, especially those one wielding two falcons. You see, now they give us souls, and they're dead. And in a souls game, if you kill a skeleton and it doesn't give you souls, it's not dead yet. Now we're going to try to get this and not die. Almost died, but we got it. Lacerating arrow, that is those are arrows that cause bleed buildup. A prism stone. Prism stones are fun little items. If I can find it. Actually, that might be an upgrade too. No. Where are you hiding, Prism Stone? There you are. A slightly warm rock emits a beautiful, phasing aura of 7 colors with a very rare 8th. The prism stone does nothing special, but if you feel you may lose your way, it can serve as a path marker, and so it does. You can leave. I don't know what the secret 8th color is, but you can leave them there, and they come in all different colors. They just mark your path. You can set those up for co-op partners, or to lure people into ambushes via invasions, stuff like that. They're just fun little items. Woo! Crystal lizard, I'm gonna try to kill. There we go. Now this is Creighton's summon. Ooh, that's a good one. Got some chunks. I don't know if I'm going to summon him. I don't think you have to, but just in case, I'm going to and kill this boss. We'll do that later. Estus flash shot. Now this little back area with all the skeletons and stuff, I mostly see it as just for the items and stuff you get here. I think it's supposed to be like a shortcut, but honestly, I find the run back to the boss down there, it's easier to go the path with all the thieves and stuff. I don't know. It's probably easier because I don't believe the necromancers respawn. That is a cursing jar. As you see, it started glowing black, and it'll laugh at you. And that makes you feel bad about yourself, so you get some curse buildup. But you can just roll into them or hit them, and they'll stop. See, there's one over there laughing at us. Now it's back to the ridge. There's Melvin. See ya. They building up. Magic mace, which might be fun to use. So it'll fit with our magic-y place here. We need 12 strength. I think we can manage that. I might switch to it. Next time. Alright, let's go get Crichton, Greg. Summon him and let's go fight the boss. Now this boss is an interesting boss, because it's 3 bosses. And you don't just fight the bosses. When you kill one of the 3 bosses, they will summon things, which you'll see. But overall, they're kind of easy, mostly because you fight them in a time where you're pretty over-leveled for them, it seems. They have very low health, and I think that's because there's 3 of them and they summon more things. So you'll probably die just because as you're panicking if you don't know what to do. But once you get the hang of it, they're pretty easy. I'm actually going to rest before I do this because my durability on my sword is very low. And it will probably break during the fight, which I don't want to happen. Cannot use bonfire because Melvin. Melvin, get out of here. Alright? Wherever you went, stay where you are. Unless I still can't rest. I still can't rest because of Melvin. Oh no, I can't rest because of Crichton. Never mind. And you use this. Okay, get out of here, Crichton. Go home. Go home, I don't want you yet. See you later. like I said, I usually go the rogue path, but we do want Crichton. I don't know if we want Crichton, but just in case, I'm going to get Crichton. Crichton? I don't know. Now, Crichton is like the only character, oddly enough, from Dark Souls 2 to be in Dark Souls 3. He invades you at one point. And I don't know why. I don't know why he's there. But he is. But we're gonna pretty much ignore that. I'm gonna clear out these skeletons before I summon them. As you see, your stones do persist through bonfire. I believe if we leave this area, it will go away, though. I forgot this item. Bush? That is a pyromancy. Quite a good one, too. An elementary spell for new pyromancers releases flame in front of the caster. The simplest pyromancy of all is surprisingly effective. And it is indeed. It just sort of shoots a little puff of fire in front of you, but it rivals, like, a lot of weapons. And if you're going straight pyromancy, that'll be basically your basic attack. You probably can't hear me when I get near the waterfall. Sorry about that. But it is quite loud, and it's always been quite loud. Okay, Crichton, I'm sorry I sent you away before, but we're ready. Okay? Let's go fight the big boys. Try not to walk off the edge. Thankfully, the waterfall cannot be heard during the boss fight, because I don't think so. And let's do it. The Skeleton Lords. See, they'll get off their thrones there. There's two with staves and one with a scythe. Now, two with staves, you want to just mostly run away. Crichton is going to make this actually quite more difficult because he'll give them more health. You want to focus on killing this one and using these bone statues to block the pyromancies from the other ones. And you want to kill one at a time. They're going to summon skeletons, a different kind of skeleton for each one you kill. But you want to kill one, kill those skeletons, and then kill the others. You don't want to summon all of the skeletons at once, because that's a lot harder to deal with than these guys that just kind of slowly walk around. This one follows you, but not all that well. See, they burst into flame, and there you go. This one summons, it looks like 5 big skeletons. See, these skeletons are more well-armored than the ones we saw before. Get off of Crichton. I don't want Crichton to die. I don't think I've ever fought this boss with Crichton. And we want to go for this one, I guess, because Crichton decided. That's the one we're going for. Thanks, Crichton. Don't kill that one yet, please. This one summons a bunch of little skeletons. I don't feel like Joe. This is mostly why you don't want to kill them like the same time. And if you lower all their health bars, I believe that you still have to kill the skeletons before it considers you as defeating the boss. Alright. One more, and we'll kill the last one. The last one gives a lot of Dark Souls 1 players quite a fright when you kill it. He lets us. It's very elusive for a bony skeleton wizard man. He summons wheel skeletons. These are not nearly as bad as they are in the first game. If they hit you, that's pretty much it. They'll hit you once. There you go, you see? Hit me once, didn't combo me to death. They're much easier to hit. There you go. That's the Skeleton Lords. Soul of a Skeleton Lord who reigned from deep within the Huntsman's copse. The old Iron King commanded the capture of all undead, but those charged with the task were overcome by the curse. That is most likely a reference to the Skeleton Lords. So the old Iron King is not Vendrick. It's very important to make that distinction. We will learn much more about the old Iron King later on, but just do not think that he is Vendrick. So the Huntsman's Copse was was manufactured by the old Iron King as a way to contain and eventually, hopefully, destroy all of the undead. That was how he decided to deal with the curse. And eventually, the inmates started running the asylum as the guards and huntsmen that he set up in the copse became undead themselves. And, strangely enough, turned into skeletons. Now that is interesting because in Souls, and in this game so far, which is why I mention it, skeletons are more something that are created or that you turn yourself into. We don't... All the hollows we see still have flesh on them. So, and the skeletons over there were made by the necromancers. So it is odd that they turned into skeletons via the curse. But I suppose a good explanation would be all the fire that they have around. They use pyromancies and stuff. So maybe that's what happens when you burn hollows. They turn into skeletons. Would make sense. Burn off all their skin. Alright. Now we could continue on. This goes to another area. That's where we need to go. But I'm actually just gonna Homer Bone. We are not done here. No, there is another boss within this area. This optional area, much like the one in Heights Tower of Flame, is much more difficult than the rest. We're gonna also hit him with Jewel to spend these souls. And the boss there is also quite more difficult than the one we just fought. But I think we'll be able to handle it. She's just sitting there, just a-thinking, kicking her feet. Let's see, can we upgrade that mace we got? So I might want to use it. See, we got enough shards. Let's see if we can get our strength up to 12.
Is that a shard you found?
Yep.
Here to see. However,
See if she has
that
anything
tiny
else.
thing inside the room, an ancient, she imparts, provided you find her.
Talking about Shanalot there again. Or, Shalaquar. Nobody in this game is named Shanalot. Don't worry about that one. Strength to 12. As you see, it's already taking quite a lot of souls to level up already. Yeah, it's me again. I'm like the only other person here. Okay, you gotta get used to it. You know what? Let's go pay a visit to McGruff. He sells us the large Titanite shards we need, and I want to use this magic mace. Lost Bastille. McDuff's I don't know why I keep calling him McDruff. It's McDuff. McDuck. And let's use one of our souls. There we go. I need 3 of those. A flame. A dear flame. Please. And our magic mace. And we'll use that chunk on it too. Here, we got a cool mace. Now actually, I can also... Let's just use all these. I'm debating on whether I should do all the boring stuff like this, just off stream, off of video, whatever. I don't know, it's part of the game, so I figure in this kind of format I'm going for, it's important to show, but I don't know. I might, for some of the other games I have in mind, I might do a lot of stuff off stream, just because it'd be really boring and tedious. It's not too bad in this game, though. Let's see if we can get 3 of these. Oh. Yeah, we can. We got it. We're nice and strong now. Here we go. Let's see. Yep, as you can see, it does quite a bit more damage than our old fire sword, just by virtue of it having better... I think it has more base damage, and it also is scaling off our intelligence. Strictly our intelligence. And maces are pretty good. You can tell they're a bit slower than the longsword. They do hit harder. There are things that are weak to its blunt damage. And you can backstab with any weapon. Like I said, you can backstab with your fists if you want to, just because it's just called backstab because that's the terminology they went with. Okay. Best way to get to where I need to go is probably from here. And we're gonna have to fight through all these, and you'll be able to see Melvin again. So that'll be nice. Yeah, come on. I also have a little bit less range with this. I actually get a preview. In fact, let's see if we can get him down there. Howdy. These are torturers, and they suck. The first time I played this game, I died many, many times. Probably the enemy I died to the most are these guys. They come in a lot of variants, but it's mostly this. They do a butt ton of damage when they hit you. Yeah, yeah. This is a 2-person dance, buddy. Easiest way I've found to take them out is to just wait for that attack and backstab. As you see, our backstabs are doing quite a lot with this new mace. But yes, these were... they're called torturers, so they likely tortured the undead and then became undead themselves. How ironic. There's Melvin. Hi, Melvin. Out of the way, bud. Oh. Thankfully, that does not hit you on the ground. Oh, it is. You're gonna have to get used to this range. Boom. It's a slow running attack, but looks cool. That's worth it to me. Hey, Melvin. Melvin, you gotta slow down, okay? I did that for your own good. You're just running through life when you need to you need to take the time to smell the roses, alright, bud? So there. He's smelling the roses. He's okay. He'll be alright, guys. This is not the right way. Always have a little issue finding my way to this place, but it's over here. Yeah, I heard you. Heard you. You can't fool these ears, boy. Oh, we're one-shotting them now. Oh, no. I was just on a counter hit. You want a party too, bud? Huh? Come on, partner. Now, that guy we killed usually kind of hides out over there and then jumps up and spooks you. But we got the drop on him. There's another one over here, so I'm going to try to sneak up on. Oh. Forgot that was there. He had a buddy watching out for him. Oh, missed the backstab. Again, that change they made mostly for online play. That's a lot of damage. Mail breaker. Now this breaks mail. We went to No Man's Wharf, and this is what you bring to No Man's Wharf to, if there's any men lurking about. No, this is a rapier, which we already got. Like I said, it's not that great, to be honest. A notched whip. Whips are also actually pretty viable in this. You see, it scales really well off of dexterity, and it does a good amount of bleed. Whip covered in spikes. Shreds skin and causes bleeding. Very effective against bare flesh, but not against enemies with armor or light protection. That is also true. It does do less to things with armor, but I believe the bleed still does go through. So if you're going for a bleed build, it can still be pretty effective throughout the game. Now, that's an ominous sight. See, there's a bunch of these guys up here. So as you can probably tell, the run back for this boss fight sucks. See, they do a good amount of damage. We got a little bit of range on them, which is nice. Oh, this is a different one. It uses that whip they got. I believe that will cause bleeding. And as you notice, all their weapons are dark infused. That's why they glow that dark color. And that's why they do a lot of damage, to be honest with you. There's a couple enemies with dark infused weapons, and they all do a lot of damage when they hit you. So watch out for that. Yeah, you gotta fight these at the same time. I believe there is a way to aggro just one, but you gotta be super careful on your aggro range. Come on. Hey, you know what? You're just gonna stand back there. I'm just gonna shoot soul arrows at you. Can't fool me. Can't fake the faker. And there you go. Hoping they drop one of their armor pieces. You see, I don't know if this old Iron King is, it's all that good a guy if he did this to people. Although, are undead people? Hard to tell. There's one more that pops up. This new mace, we're staggering them quite a bit. Now, this bridge can suck. Because you gotta be careful not to fall into it. And there's also this butthole right here. it's gonna come up behind you. He usually comes up behind. I guess he doesn't come up behind. He's just there. That's his existence. He's Bridge Man. Oh, there he's coming. Air bridge. Now you can die on your bridge. Bridge Man's afraid to leave his bridge. Now this guy killed me more than the boss up ahead. And the boss up ahead is fairly unique, so I died quite a lot to that boss. He does a lot of damage. He has a lot of health. He's got a big old sword with attacks that delay constantly, that trick you into thinking he's done when he's not. Ah. Oh. But I don't need you here. As you can tell, that back and forth thing makes it difficult to backstab him as well, because it does change his orientation. He's very easily parried, so if you're good at that, that's probably the best way to go about beating him. Oh, nice spin move, bro. Too bad, though. Too bad about it. It's satisfying to kill him because he caused me quite a bit of grief first time I played this game. Alright, now this boss. You don't start off fighting the boss, but the boss is there. I think it's best just to show you. So this is that Coliseum we were looking at before, and as you can tell, there's a bunch of skeletons in this boss fight too. That shadow doesn't look nice, so I'm gonna hide over here. So yeah, he's gonna do that, and as you can probably tell, we can't really damage that. You actually can, and it actually has a different death animation if you do kill it that way. Like if I just stood here spamming soul arrows, hoping to hit it. But yeah, as you can tell, it does a lot of damage when it hits you, but it also damages the skeletons that are coming back because of this jerk. Got in a bad situation trying to explain things. Okay, I'm just gonna run back. I'm not gonna bother killing those guys again. But yeah, essentially your goal here is to kill the necromancers first and foremost. I don't think you actually have to kill the necromancers, but it makes the boss fight much easier because you're not dealing with 100 skeletons. Hide in the little crannies. Shield is very useful for when you're hiding in the little crannies, because as you can see when I got hit there, if you're not in the exact right spot, you're still going to get hit by the spokes, the spike spokes on the chariot's wheels there. And I went the wrong way again. And to get to the end, where there will be a lever that will do something, that we'll find out if I ever go the right freaking way. There you go. Now, one thing about running, it's important to keep in mind, is I don't want my stamina to reach 0. Because if it reaches all the way 0, like it did just there, I could not run. I was holding the button to run, and I could not run. So you want to stop it from reaching 0, but you want to run. So you let it run all the way to 0, let it regen a little bit, then keep running. Won't hit me. Thank you. Like I said, the chariot does hit the skeletons, but will not kill them in one hit. So it's mostly just there for crowd control while you go kill these guys. Again, shield that can block things, very useful for this. Not just the chariot, but the skeletons. Probably the skeletons are the most important. Then go around this body. And I'm gonna ignore these pickups for now. As you can tell, that one didn't die either. So there's another necromancer up there. It's an interesting fight. The mechanics of it, especially this part of chasing down the necromancers, aren't super well communicated. Pretty much everybody doing this blind for the first time is gonna... they're just gonna die just because they're not gonna know what to do. Like, they're gonna try to hit the chariot, and as you can tell, it does a lot of damage, which I hopefully will do right now. And they might not even know that the necromancers are respawning the skeletons. So we're gonna drop this, and then we're gonna hide. What's gonna happen? Whoa. Now we don't actually fight the executioner. We fight his horse. It fights like a horse, so you want to be behind it because it does stuff like that, which isn't nice. But it will kick you, so that's mostly what you have to watch out for while fighting this boss, is that kick. You want him to do that, because then you can get him and just hit his butt. And then hopefully not get hit by the rear. Alright. You want to hit his rear, not hit by his rear. Woo! And it's kind of a difficult fight, mostly just because this area is not very wide and he's a very large boss by Dark Souls 2 standards. That will curse you, I believe. And you missed me. Ow! I should just keep my mouth shut. Okay. Slam down. Hit you. Yeah, do your breathing. Do your breathing exercises. Ow. Okay, no, it does not curse you. It just does some dark damage. But that's it. Gives you a lot of souls, mostly because you're kind of meant to come back here later. Again, because you can go to different areas of this game at different times, some of them have kind of wonky difficulty. What am I looking for here? Soul of the Executioner's Chariot that holds control over the undead purgatory. The chariot was created only to torment undead, and it took the form of a horrendous mad steed, a window into the soul of its master. Use the special soul to blah, 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 blah. That is an interesting way to phrase it. Undead purgatory. Notice it's not saying master of the huntsman's cops. And it was created only to torment the undead. Now, this is probably talking about, even though it's called the Executioner's Chariot, it's probably talking about the horse. Now, its master, you would think would be the skeletons on top of it, but I actually think its master is the Old Iron King. And the skeletons are just, like I said, the inmates are running the asylum, so they just kind of fashioned it and took it over. That's my idea, anyway. I could pick up all these. Did I read Fading Soul? I don't think I did. Or Alluring Skull. A skull of unknown ownership. Smashing it releases traces of souls, which attract nearby foes. So it's not working on all enemies, but can prove useful. Yeah, that does that. It basically does what the Hush spell does. Or not Hush. Blah, blah, blah. Yearn? Yeah, Yearn. It does what that does, what I told you. It just attracts foes. It mostly attracts hollows. That's mostly what you want to use it on. Because some enemies it won't work on at all. And I think it has a chance to not work on at all with several, with pretty much every enemy you can use it on. Just has a chance for it not to notice it. Might be a bug, who knows. Oh, there's a bonfire here. There used to not be, I think, which sucked. If you wanted to talk to this guy. He's a little dude. You can tell by his feetsies there. He's probably hollow. Can't see his face. Creepy.
What is it? Oh, you trot on now. This place won't be any fun. Not for you. What is it?
And that's it.
Oh,
This kind gentleman, the great, I love his voice actor, but he is for the Invader Covenant, with the red eye orbs I was telling you about a while ago. Where are you? There you go. You need one of those tokens of spite that it mentions there to have him talk to you and let him join his covenant. And his covenant is basically you invade people with the red eye orbs, and or he gives you the red eye stone or whatever, the item that lets you invade that doesn't go away. And you kill people, you get tokens of spite, you bring them to him, and he gives you stuff. I will be getting a token of spite later on to talk to him further, just like I will with all the other covenants. At some point, I want to do an episode that's like a bits and bobs, you know, odds and ends that I've missed or left specifically for that episode. And I think I'm going to cheat in a bunch of the items you need to progress in these covenants and to show you the dialogue and stuff, just so I don't have to do a bunch of invading and whatnot. And that is the Huntsman's Copse. Actually, now that I realize it, we're done here. So, I will be ending this here for tonight. I hopefully will be able to do this tomorrow around the same time. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, if indeed anyone is. These statues let you join the battle arena, just like the Blue Sentinel statues do. But next time we will be traveling past the Skeleton Lords, like I said, and getting into a bunch of more hijinks. So thank you for watching. I love you. I love you so very much. I love you like I love all peoples, whether you're a man or woman. I want you to give me hugs and kisses and all your